Hello everyone, I'm Ethan Fender, aka the Slimed Artist, and welcome to MTAO, My Thoughts and Opinions, the long-awaited video since I haven't done MTAO for like 5 months. Anyway, today we are talking about Fallout. Fallout is a Prime show based on one of the best role-playing games of all time. Wait, what? It is? Anyway, it follows a few characters as they survive the desolate apocalyptic wasteland that is California. I messed up on the intro there, but I don't care because I haven't done MTAO in a while, and I won't get into it now. But I will say, we're gonna be talking about Prime's Fallout show. Episode 1, by the way. I'm gonna do several of these mini MTAOs, which back in the day, when they used to be videos, not just like an audio thing, I called them quickies. Just for like a really quick and really brief MTAO for something that doesn't need to be as well talked and described. Either way, and I don't think I'll do a collective make a whole real MTAO episode all about the Fallout show since I just talked about the episodes. Whatever. Later today, I will be watching the second one. But right now, I've seen the first one actually a few days ago, in fact. So I have time to think about it. Anyway, my general thoughts of the show right away is I actually really like it, and it seems to be more on the side of Fallout 2's plot, but I've never played those earlier games, so I heard and I thought it was going to be a completely new story, and it actually might be. It actually might be just following different people during the same time as Fallout 2, because I actually thought it was going to be like, I was hoping it would be like a new, like the latest thing going on in the Fallout universe that the games also follow. I thought it was going to be a whole new story taking place, I don't know, like 20, 30 years after. But that would be tough depending on like Fallout 4's ending. But I don't know, it doesn't matter. Plus, that's just the Commonwealth. That's not like a specific place anyway. Either way, aside from what I thought it was going to be, overall, as what it is, it's actually pretty damn good. I wouldn't say, like, the factor that the name Fallout is attached to it, and there's a lot of aspects of Fallout, obviously, like, the vault jumpsuits, the lore, obviously, Nuka-Cola, make it Fallout. But really, it could have been its own thing, and it still would have been a really kick-ass show to watch. Sorry for my language. Yeah, just from the first episode, I'm actually really impressed by it. The first episode is actually the longest, and I'm like thinking about the show as I'm talking, which is probably not for the best. But since this is a quickie, I don't know what to call it. I'll call it something else. All right, actually or not. I like calling it quickie. I find it funny, but I don't find it too not too much. Anyway, I didn't even test the audio. This is good reading me. I think it is, so I'm just gonna talk. But yeah, overall general thoughts. I thought it was really good. What it had going for it. The first episode anyway, obviously. There was a lot that I didn't expect. Like, it was like the opening, the first, I don't know, it could be 4 or 5 minutes of it. I don't know. Oh, by the way, spoilers, as always, which if you're listening to this, you should know that. But yeah, spoilers all around. But the opening, for whatever reason, I didn't think they would open with before the bombs fell. I don't know why. Of course they would open it with that. Because, that's a major lore important. That's like the whole plot of why you're in a wasteland in all these games. And for whatever reason, I just didn't think they would. I just thought it would immediately open up with a vault. And I was completely wrong. And yeah, like 219 years later is what the story follows. And and that's right? Because isn't Fallout 4 like 270 or something? Or am I wrong about that? I actually might be wrong. Either way, but yeah, honestly, what it is really cool. And the opening was really good. I don't even mean like in terms of the acting. I just mean what was happening in the scene with the people. And then the cast, I will talk about the characters in a little bit. But like Walter, whatever his name, he's the ghoul. Spoiler alert, by the way. He's the ghoul. He's the only actor I recognize from the first episode, and even from the cast list I saw. Oh, I forgot in they had a few extra stuff, not behind the scenes, obviously. I like to watch that after I watch something, or not at all. But there's a few cartoon things they did for it, didn't they? I gotta check those out. I gotta watch those. Um, but yeah, the cast, I don't recognize any of them, except Walter, whatever. And I immediately knew that was him when I saw the teaser trailer, by the way, like a week before I saw the first episode. I saw it before wait, did I watch the first episode when it came out? I did. Not at the very second. It was later that day, I think. But yeah, I knew there was a Fallout show coming and all that, but I didn't have like real care for it in terms of like, oh, that's really cool, but like I don't know, the thing with Halo show, which I didn't care either, and I'm glad I didn't get overhyped about that. But the Fallout show, watching like the trailer, which I just chose not to watch for whatever reason, um, it got me really hyped about the Fallout show, I kept an open mind. I knew something told me I was gonna have a more of a positive outlook at the end than a negative outlook. I knew I was gonna like it more than hate it or dislike it, whatever. Based off the first episode, yeah. For the characters, I actually really like who the characters are so far. I'm thinking like it never occurred to me. Of course, the show would be TV mature. Like obviously, there's a lot of the Fallout games that would suggest that. But I don't know. I always thought a little less of it, like maybe between TV 14 and TV mature. But whatever. Because if you've seen the first episode, it's like really quick, but obviously it's in that scene. They want people to look at it. It's not in the camera directly, but it's like in the bottom right corner of the screen. You can straight up see someone just masturbating. It's just like but I for whatever reason I didn't think it would be Brotherhood of Steel related. I didn't actually analyze the trailer enough to see details and all that. Just what I saw is just what I saw. But I saw people in power armor, but I never actually saw if they were Brotherhood of Steel or not. So very cool. I'm like, oh, Brotherhood of Steel is gonna be in this, and then they talked about the Enclave, which is how I made the connection. Like, oh, it's Fallout 2, because they talked about California, the Enclave, the Doctor guy, and I think based on the very little knowledge I have of those earlier games, that's Fallout 2, I think. So I'm like, oh, this must be like during Fallout 2 or a different interpretation of it or whatever. Which I was kind of surprised by. I honestly thought it was gonna be a whole new story and all that, which is, fine and all that. But yeah, the characters, the ghoul, obviously, but we haven't really. I know the show, as I watch more of the episodes, they will let you get more into the characters, obviously. But so far, I actually really like him as a ghoul. I love the voice. I dig the effects they did for him. But yeah, and all that. And then Lucy, who's the vault dweller we're following. Very cool. And like immediately, I love how it was so sudden, just like immediate sexing. And obviously, it wasn't that graphic. It really wasn't, because the only thing they showed, aside from obviously what they were doing, what they were doing, but they didn't show anything directly, was you saw some man ass, like you a few times. You actually see his ass a few times. Very cool. And like it's just like what it is so far is honestly really dope. I'm digging it. I think I know it's not gonna be something where it's like, oh, it's gonna be one of my favorite shows of all time. I don't think so. But it's not gonna make, nonetheless, it's not gonna make it a terrible experience. It's gonna be a really fun experience. It's a show I might like. Oh, could you imagine if we got another season? I don't know if a show like that would, because like they would just be exploring other ideas and all that. But the Halo show did, so I don't know. Either way, yeah. Um, what was it? Oh yeah, I have a bulletproof list like I always have, but this one's a lot shorter, so because it's a quickie, and I didn't want to talk an hour about an episode that was over an hour, but no, that's dumb. I guess there isn't a lot more I could talk about. It's just like, no, the music though. The music was, I didn't focus that much on the music, but the audio design is really, just really cool. Especially when the opening. The opening was kind of the best parts in that episode. Best parts, whatever. I would say like the top 3 scenes in an episode would have been the opening, again, spoilers, but you already know this. The whole Raider situation going down. And I guess the third scene, I would have to say when the ghoul got introduced at the end, because those three scenes were pretty fucking badass. So far, I would have to say my favorite is actually Lucy, of just what we know so far, and then the ghoul, and then Maximus is. I don't know what it is per se. I don't know if it's like the props that surround him as Brotherhood of Steel, or the actor. I'm not really digging Maximus right now, but I do hope I just hope that I will actually fall in love with the character and the Brotherhood of Steel storyline, which you already know they're all gonna connect. That's like the whole thing. I don't remember much from the trailer, but I know there was probably some stuff in there that suggested actually maybe they don't all connect. Cause like yeah, Lucy and the Raiders and all that have their own thing going on, but the Brotherhood of Steel and the Ghoul are connected because they're looking for the scientist guy who used to work for the Enclave, who we all know is dog meat. His friend, his companion is dog meat. We all know that, just by the picture of a German Shepherd. We all know that, and plus, maybe that is the plot follow too. Maybe there was a scientist guy where you could find dog meat. I don't know, but either way, I'm not gonna make this longer than it has to. It's just a quickie. Either way, yeah, and I just want to quickly say. MTAO got really delayed on. It got pushed back due to a lot of stuff that I was kind of going through late 2023 and early 2024, and it's more than just like life stuff. It was also like a whole bunch of other projects, and even though the concept of MTAO is really easy, because I literally just what I had in mind was like every week there would be an episode. I was just like, oh, I can easily just literally record myself talking about something, and then maybe the day before or whatever, have write down the actual bulletproof list, and then another day in that week, literally edit it down, which can't be that hard because most of it stays in. So, and I don't think any of this will be cut out except maybe the very beginning where I was just doing a warm up. Or I sometimes I record right before I start talking so I can get into talking or whatever. I'm actually gonna drink the soda. Oh, that's good. It's not Nuka Cola though. It's not even cola. We drank those the other day. Either way, but yeah, MTAO was really one of the big ones I got really bad. And I'm really sorry for that. I initially I planned for something else, and I think I pushed that so far back down the list, I forgot what it was. But then I was going to talk about Crying Cicada, which is a Halo Machinima series I actually really like. Very cool. And the creator, Moonlight Ninja, him and I at this point are just Machinima colleagues. I voice a lot of characters for him. He voices characters for me. I'm actually doing some animation stuff for him too. I'm getting a little into the thick of it. There's going to be some actual normal videos, me just trying to learn animation. I was planning to do some like behind the scenes stuff with Sam's and whatever, just so you can see how I do it and what, and then like if you can recommend settings or whatever, I don't know. Or tips, I don't know. I thought it would be fun. But yeah, and yeah, MTO was it. And then after that, which if you couldn't tell, Crying Cicada actually got pushed back. And the reason for that was because I was going to do two parts for it. I was going to do part one where I was just talking about Crying Cicada, and a part two where Moonlight Ninja and I actually have a one-on-one like interview. We're gonna socialize for a little bit, and then I'm gonna just like interview him, have questions or whatever about like, oh, what made you make the series and all that. I really want to do that. We were also talking about doing some commentaries for some of my Sam's videos. I gotta set a schedule for that. I gotta set a date. This is like this week that I'm recording this episode on is quite busy, and I don't know if I'm gonna do everything. Because the bigger thing I had on my list today, I don't think I'm gonna do today. But I don't know, maybe it's midday, so who knows. But yeah, so and then it was Crying Cicada, and then it was gonna be Batman Beyond, which you still might get either this week or next week. Like either the same week this one comes out because it's a quickie, or I don't know. Your vehicle's in the distance. I'm so sorry. I was actually thinking about playing music in the background as I talk. I have it at the beginning and ending because that's just like the MTAO introductions and ending, but and that's like a desert theme thing, which I've fallen in love with. in recent years. I don't know why, but yeah, that's like MTAO's like official opening, like official theme song. I don't even know what it's actually quite called, that track specifically. I just know it's like a 1 hour Western music video, and it's always in the description. It's always. But yeah, of these MTAO videos, I mean, or in any video that it's heard in, but mostly MTAO. But yeah, Batman Beyond was. I'm not gonna talk that much about it, but that's something I kind of got into recently. And like I watched it at first trying to get into it, and then I couldn't get into it, and then it was like a few months later I resumed where I was, and I actually got really into it. I'm like, oh, this show is actually really cool. And then whatever, I pushed back it off, and then I finally finished it, and immediately watched. I won't talk about it, and immediately watched Batman Beyond: The Return of the Joker, and it is fucking phenomenal. I will talk a lot more about it in its own video episode. But oh my god, that movie's so good. Anyway, but yeah, this is MTAO Quickie. But yeah, this is MTAO Quickie Fallout or Prime's Fallout Show episode 1. Hopefully I can get these quickies out sooner and faster. Whatever, you know what I mean, because they're so short and also whatever. But if I could do every MTAO this short, it just wouldn't be as fun because it's not enough time to actually talk about a subject. But yeah, anyway, yeah, this is actually still pretty longer than I thought it would be. But anyway, I'll see you guys. I said anyway a lot in this video. I'll see you guys next time, or whoever's listening. I know you are #1 viewer of this for whatever reason. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. Oh, man. I don't want to set the world on fire. I just wanna tear it apart.